Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of Road to Recovery, the show that offers hope and help and healing and wholeness for those who are struggling with the issues of addiction. We have come out of the studio to a special location, and we've got a special guest via Skype that we want to talk to today, and somebody who truly understands this very special challenge of addiction, and we need to get to him right away. My name is Steve Brown, one of the co-hosts of this program, Road to Recovery. So glad that you've joined us, and the folks in the community have been so supportive and encouraging, and we really appreciate that and want to continue to provide good information to you for this Road to Recovery program. Co-hosting alongside me is the Executive Director of the Recovery Center, Tricia Saunders. Welcome back to Road to Recovery, Tricia.
Thank you. I love our new environment. It's like exciting to be here.
It is. It's a kind of on-location kind of feel to it.
Very cool.
And I know you have the privilege of working with those who are struggling with this issue of addiction literally every day. And we're going to hear a neat story today about somebody who has worked through that struggle and is on the good side and wants to continue to stay on the good side.
And I'm excited to hear that. These are the stories and people who inspire me every day to keep doing what we're doing, to be there for them. And we hear some great recovery stories. So I'm excited to talk with Mark.
Well, we are excited as well. His name is Mark Linn, Jr. He's coming to us from Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome to Road to Recovery. Mark?
Thank you, Steve. Good to be here.
Now, a person might ask, why would you talk to a guy in Phoenix, Arizona about addiction issues? Couldn't you find those who were struggling in your area? But there's a special reason, and that reason is, where are you from originally, Mark?
Lancaster, Ohio.
And
born and raised.
Where did you go to high school?
LHS.
So you're a Lancaster high school graduate. What year did you graduate?
In 07.
In 2007, your parents married to each other, you lived under the same roof, kind of that nuclear family. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Lived a very good childhood and just lived in Lancaster all my life.
Very good. At somewhere along the line, you developed a struggle with using drugs. How did that process begin for you?
At a pretty young age, around, I would say, 12, I just kind of fell into, I guess you'd say, the wrong crowd, and just started experimenting, and a lot of it was in the name of fun at first, and you know, as time went on, it became less and less fun and more of a disease, addiction.
Were you involved in any school activities when you were in high school or junior high?
I'm sorry?
Did you participate in school activities?
Oh, yeah, very much. All of my life. I played baseball, basketball, football. I ran track. I won awards. My 2007 year, I mean, we went undefeated in our as our football team, and very involved.
I think that's important for all of us to note, because there's a stereotype that people who are using drugs aren't really doing anything positive, but you were doing all of these really good things, and a lot of people probably would have been very surprised to know that you were using any drugs. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. You know, looking at me, you would never guess, you know, I was, using heroin with a needle. You know, I was, just as just any other addict. But when when you grow up in Lancaster, of all places, you kind of imagine an alcoholic or an addict being a homeless man or something like that, and you never really get to know anyone that has an addiction. And there's normal people just like me that are addicts and alcoholics.
A lot of times people have a family member who have an alcohol or drug problem, and when we have kids, they're 30% more likely to become addicted if the parent has alcoholism. And if both parents have chemical dependency, then it's more like 90% likelihood if their child uses alcohol or drugs. But in Mark's case, we had talked to him previously that he did not have that in his family. Sometimes it skips generations, or it could be something we don't know of in our family. But anybody can become addicted to alcohol or other drugs, and I think that's important for people to realize that it can happen to any of us.
It really can, and his parents went to church, took him to church. You were kind of part of the all-American family, weren't you, Mark?
Oh yeah, very much. My family was very involved with the church. I was always going at a very young age. I lived in a great neighborhood. Never went without. I lived in a really normal household.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of talk about gateway drugs. Did you kind of start with what is traditionally known as a gateway drug, like abusing alcohol or smoking marijuana, and then eventually, as you've already spoken to, with that heroin needle?
Yes. I think at age 12 I had my first drink. It was a beer, and from there it went to making marijuana, and then we call it graduating. You graduate from a beer to marijuana, and then from there to pills, and then until that you hit that bottom, which for me was heroin.
Can you talk a little bit about that bottom? How did you start to realize you were having problems, and what motivated you to want to change?
Well, it was a series of things. Mostly, my life was unmanageable. I could not live a normal life at all. I couldn't hold a job. I couldn't have a friend that trusted me with anything. I was in a lot of pain inside, and which is what eventually brought me out here to Arizona. And once I got out here and I was all by myself and I had no one else to help me financially to feed my addiction, I was really alone. And from there, I was able to hit that bottom and stop using.
So it sounds like your family members tried to be supportive and helpful to you because they love you so much, but did that contribute to you continuing your use? Because you talked about when you moved.
They did very much. They were always enabling me.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you say, I found the bottom? Because if I understand correctly, you went into several different rehab facilities to try to get clean.
I've gone to, I want to say 5 or 6, maybe even 7 rehabs, and we spent thousands of dollars trying to find a way to get clean, and it was funny, the free one is what got me clean. The one that was offered by the city of Phoenix, and from there I was able to get clean. It didn't cost me any money, and I was able to find that bottom. And that bottom is hard to find, and every addict or alcoholic has their own bottom. No one needs to go to my extreme. No one needs to stick a needle in their arm to stop using. There's others that can stop just after a few beers, and when it gets unmanageable, it's unmanageable. And for me, coming out to Arizona and being alone and on heroin was unmanageable, and from there I needed to change.
Yeah, you made a couple really good points. I really appreciate that. You're right. Everybody has their own bottom. Some people, it might be their first DUI, and somebody else, it might be the loss of a job. But everyone has a different point at which they're ready to make that change. And also that you talked about the different programs that you went to. All the time I hear people saying, well, I want to send my kid to, the best place, and that might be a $30,000 program, but that's not necessarily what that person needs. Sometimes I think being in your own community and continuing to live your daily life, you can still get clean. So do you agree with that, or do you have any other insight?
I totally agree with you. When my first first when my parents found out that I was an addict, they sent me to this rehab in Florida. I mean, it was on the beach, cost them a ton of money, and essentially it did not work. And it's not even about it work. We call it planting the seed. There's a lot of people that have relapses, and the thing is as I relapsed, I remembered that first rehab in Florida and what it planted the seed and told me there's a way out. You don't have to use until you die. And I don't agree with spending a bunch of money on a rehab, because there is things in the community, that or people in the community rather that will help. There's churches, there's you guys over at the recovery center, and you just got to go there and reach out, and it doesn't have to cost money to get clean.
I talked to your father a little bit about your situation, and he said in order for me to help my son, I had to do 180-degree different than what was normal or natural for me to do, and that is to drop my son off at Phoenix, Arizona somewhere and leave, and that had to be extremely challenging. You told us off the air that there were moments in your life where you said, I really wished I could die because I can't seem to be victorious. Is that the case for you?
Oh yeah. I went through a lot of stuff. We all, but when I was using, I thought that my body was going to be death. I thought I was going to use until I got comfortable with that feeling. Because there was no hope for me. It was not help. But it was just a feeling. It was not fact.
Yeah. Outstanding. Thank you for coming on the Road to Recovery program. Thank you for being transparent and open and willing to share your story. We believe that those kinds of sharings are what helps others to feel motivated to take the same steps that you've taken. How long have you been clean and sober?
I've been clean since 9/7 of 09. A month.
Outstanding. Congratulations to you. Thanks for coming on the program, and we trust that your road to recovery continues. We celebrate your success, and we encourage you to keep up the good work. Tricia, thank you for coming on the Road to Recovery program, and Mark's got a powerful story, and we're so glad he was willing to share that. You've seen that same kind of story being told on multiple occasions, haven't you?
Over and over, but it's always inspiring, and he has done a fantastic job turning his life around and doing so many positive things.
No question. One of our own right here in Lancaster and Fairfield County doing well. If you're struggling or know somebody who is, give the Recovery Center a call. 740-687-4500. Their new location is 201 South Columbus Street in downtown Lancaster. And call them and find the best time to come and get the help that you may need, or maybe a family member or friend is struggling with addiction. That number is 740-687-4500. Join us next time as we continue to travel down this road to recovery.
So, do you have any questions?
What is your soup of the day?
We have a mulligatawny soup.
Oh, do you have any specials?
We have a steak special today.
Oh, how's that cooked?
That's pan-seared and then...
Does it come with a side dish? Is it grilled? Can I have it steamed? So, what do you recommend? What kind of pie do you have? You're an actor. Aren't you from Ohio?
Any questions?
Ask questions. For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.